Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to TIO Stadium in beautiful Darwin on Larrakia country for the 2023-24 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League competition. It is round one. We're back into it for another season. My name's Liz Cruz. Joining me in the commentary box, Stu Davis. Welcome, Stu.
Thanks, Liz. Back again.
Beautiful night here in Darwin.
Fantastic, isn't it? Ground looks a treat, and just a bit of a breeze, which the players will be happy with, I would think.
Yeah, the sun went down and the temperature dropped about 10 degrees. It's been pretty steamy with that rain this week. Well, round one, it is St Mary's and the Nightcliff Tigers playing. It's the final game of Men's Premier League for the day. It's been a big round so far, Stu.
Yeah, it has, and some surprises, I reckon, in the results. So, yeah, we'll run through them when we get the opportunity, but yeah, just witnessed a game between Wanderers and Palmerston, which didn't go the way I thought it might, and so yeah, it augurs well for the season as we go forward.
Yeah, that's right. There's lots of fresh faces out there. I believe there's 7 debutants out there for Nightcliff and 8 for St Mary's, so we're going to have lots of fun calling these new faces tonight, but never a dull moment, and we're looking forward to another fantastic season of territory footy. The umpire's going to ball it up and we're underway.
So Jake Tower back in the side for Saints, but yeah, he was jumped all over as the ball at ground level picked up there by Parker Fawcett, got the hand pass across, and now a long kick down. Oh, great mark at half forward, not paid. It was Danks Graham, one of the debutants, and the kick goes forward. Here's Tedcastle out the back with an opportunity, scoops the ball up, ducks around and then back the other way on the left foot. A very, very clever goal by Bo Tedcastle in the opening minute of this game, and yeah, he looked like he was going to, his kick was going to be smothered, but just had the presence of mind to hold the ball and duck back inside, and he'll be a really important player in the forward line for Saints tonight.
Yeah, he will. He's been living down in Melbourne over the last year, living with Xavier Clark, a St Mary's person himself, and playing a bit of VFL with Richmond. Xavier, of course, assistant coach with the Richmond Tigers, and now with North Melbourne. Yeah. I went to his 40th birthday last week, so happy 40th, Xavier, and good luck at North Melbourne. But Bo Tedcastle, 25 seconds into the game, Stu, Coach Anthony Vallejo would have to be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, and the tackle on the ball by Danks Graham when it came in was terrific too in his first game. As Dylan Lant at ground level gets hand pass back, Toa just forces the ball forward, and Nightcliff now working the ball out wide, and eventually it comes across here to Kennedy, who kicks the ball inside forward 50. Butcher comes out from the goal square, gets a hand to it, but at ground level Robinson tackled and thrown off the ball. Here's a chance for Cameron Eilert for Nightcliff. He has a snap on goal, and that looks pretty good as well. So it's goal for goal here in the opening 2 minutes of the game. Cameron Eilert just on the end of that one, a goal pretty much out of nothing, but a good response. Yeah,
well, Cameron Eilert, he's pretty much one of the kings of football in the territory. He's done everything over his career. Most decorated player, I think, in the NTFL. And likewise, Lee Crossman, the new coach for Nightcliff Tigers tonight, he'd be really happy with that response by his team. But I tell you what, Stu, I'm going to have a lot of trouble calling those Nightcliff numbers tonight with the white numbers on the back of the jumper.
Well, good news for viewers and for us, I think, is that they've got new ones coming with black numbers on the back, so they're just not ready yet.
Yeah, so, but yeah, Cameron Eilert, absolutely perfect. He had a bit of an injury-plagued season last season. I was talking to him during the week, and he said he's raring to go. Ripe old age of 38, so well done, Cam.
Incredible. So, from the restart, no real advantage from the hit-out. Ploughing in there for Saints with Seth Harris, but Wanderers get the ball out the back. Dylan Lant runs onto it now on the outer side of the ground. He's under plenty of pressure, tries to get the hand pass over the top, but the boundary line was too close, and it'll be a throw in.
A good crowd in tonight, Stu. They've had a day filled with footy here at TIO Stadium in Darwin on the front and the back oval, and yeah, really great, I think. Everyone's pretty happy that footy's back.
Yeah, that's right, and all of the round one games here at TIO Stadium in TIO round, so yeah, it's getting the footy community together all at the one venue. It's been terrific for the opening round of the season. Nightcliff now going forward, but this one's chopped off in the back half by Zach Robinson. He chips over to Will Robinson, playing his first game for Saints. Saw his hand pass almost smothered there, but picking it up at ground level is Souter for St Mary's, and there's a 50-metre penalty being paid here as Just trying to pick up who that player is.
It might be Dylan Holt. Yeah, your new
first
player
gamer
in the side.
He drives the ball along. Out on the lead. Calder play on's a call. I don't know why. Must have been a touch somewhere. But anyway, the ball comes back out, land at ground level. Couldn't control it. He's in there again now, trying to break free. The ball spills out in the tackle. Play on's a call as Danks Graham gets his body over the ball. And he's trapped with the ball underneath him, and it's going to be a Nightcliff free kick in defence.
He's got a good build on him, Danks Graham, and of course he's the grandson of Michael Flash Graham, one of the NTFL Hall of Famers. So he should have a fair bit of ability.
So Nightcliff just working the ball from the back half. It's a long kick. Gallus underneath it takes a nice intercept mark there under a bit of pressure. And Grant Gallus, premiership player for St Mary's, but spent a fair bit of the time in the reserves last year. But good to see him back in the league side for round one.
Yeah, he's a really reliable defender, Grant. I'm pretty sure he won the reserves best and fairest last season for St Mary's. So, as you said, good to see him back in the side. Good to see Nathan Brown out there leading the troops for Nightcliff Tigers. He's still running around as well, providing fantastic leadership for his team. Premiership captain.
So from the boundary throw in, Toa gets a quick kick forward at ground level. Jack Lant trying to work his way, shrug some opponents off, gets it over to Dylan Lant. He kicks long to the top of the goal square. Ted Castle again. Another opportunist shot at goal, but this time he's just missed it to the left-hand side.
Yeah, but the perfect setup there, front and centre, if the ball was going to hit the deck, so he did the right thing, just missing there. But the score now, almost the 6-minute mark of the first quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin. It is St Mary's 1-1-7, leading Nightcliff one straight goal.
Ryan Nyhouse to bring the ball back in for Nightcliff. Goes to the outer side of the ground where Nightcliff have got the numbers, and the mark's taken out there. I think it might be Morris who's taken that mark. The chip kick inboard, and on the second attempt it's Philo who takes the mark, chips out wide, and now Nightcliff off and running around the outer side of the ground. Cameron Eilert gets under this one on the second grab, couldn't quite take it, and taken away by Dominic Grant for St Mary's, down to Dylan Lant, who takes the mark just forward of the centre wing on the outer side of the ground. He plays on now, inboard, gets hit late as he kicked the ball, and umpire Mark Noonan doesn't miss those ones, so it's a downfield free kick.
Yeah, really costly downfield free kick for the Tigers, because St Mary's will line up within the 50-metre arc, and it looks like Jackson Calder with the ball. He's won the Dennis Dunn Trophy for the leading goal kicker for the last 2 seasons, so if you want anyone to take it, it'd be the champ, as they call him.
Although Ted Castle looked like he might have wanted it.
Well, he's kicked one already, and missed one. He might be on tonight, young Bo.
Yep.
Saw his mum Liz sitting in the grandstand before the game. A great St Mary's family, the Ted Castles.
Calder's kick on the way. He likes it. Goal umpire likes it. It's another goal on the board for St Mary's, and a bit of a confidence player, Calder. If he gets the first one, then usually look out. Yeah,
absolutely. Jackson Calder, the vice captain of the club. He won a premiership, I think, for Mornington in the off-season, and he won one for Cairns last year over in Cairns Lions, I think, in the Queensland League. So success seems to follow him. He's a premiership player for St Mary's as well. So almost the 8-minute mark of the first quarter here at TIO Stadium. St Mary's 2-1-13, leading Nightcliff one straight goal.
So big Jackson lock for Nightcliff doing the ruck work up against Jake Toa, who's pretty much outsized, but that's how he's played most of his footy for St Mary's. The ball at ground level, and stacks on as we'll have another ball up in the middle of the ground. Yeah,
Toa had that knee injury last season. He pretty much missed the whole season. I've seen him running at various ovals around the northern suburbs in the off-season, getting his fitness back, so he'll be rapt to be out there playing again as Nightcliff push forward towards their 50-metre line, but intercepted by St Mary's, and that handball goes out to Nelson Aranda, who finds a teammate, and they're going to look to clear it on the wing.
So the chip kick back inboard, and the mark's taken there by Churgwin. Another first gamer, gets it over to the skipper, Dylan Lant. He drives the ball down looking for Calder here, gets rid of his opponent, and then a quick hand pass out, cleverly done to Harris. Harris got it back to Dylan Lant, who followed up, kicks on the right foot towards goal, but has just dragged that one across for or behind. So Seth Harris, a young fella who's come up from Frankston way, just an 18-year-old at the moment, so good to see him getting his hands on the ball early in the game. It's terrific to see these young players coming up and taking their chances in the NTFL.
Yeah, there's a number of them too. Obviously the only competition being played at this time of the year, so it's a great football experience and a great life experience to come up to Darwin.
So Nightcliff around the outer side of the ground, but off hands, the ball's punched over the boundary line for a throw-in.
So 9.5 minute mark of the first quarter, and the footy's pretty free flowing at the moment, Stu.
Yeah, just not a lot of scoring, but yeah, pretty good contest as we see Mitch Musgrove come on to push into the forward half as Cameron Eilert tried to run away from that contest, just had the ball knocked out of his hands, and it'll be a ball up again.
I saw Mitch's two brothers as I was walking in the gate, Stu. They played in the reserves. St Mary's had a good win over the Tigers, and the St Mary's women got up today, so they'll be hoping for a three-peat of the day if the men can win this one tonight. A big rivalry, as always, between St Mary's and Nightcliff over the last decade or so.
Yeah, of course. But it's from the restarts, chance for Saints working backwards, and Robinson chips it into the centre of the ground as it's chopped off this time by Cameron Wild. His hand pass didn't hit the target, and now at ground level a strong tackle laid there, but the ball spilt free, and we'll have a ball up about 60 metres from the Nightcliff goal. Yeah,
that tackle by Michael Mummery in the number 37 playing for Nightcliff. He was a brilliant junior, and he's played at a couple of clubs in the NTFL, but a very talented player.
So Nightcliff just working the ball around. Philo almost had an air shot then, but at ground level, some good work by Zach Robinson, just paddled it out towards the boundary line, but Nightcliff with their hands on the ball now. Bailey Edwards gets the kick across into the centre square, and it's a danger area as the Saints look to rebound off of half-back, but Nightcliff had enough players there to put the pressure on and worry them out of them, and eventually through the hands they managed to get it out and kick forward. But now Gallus gets his hands on the ball. Hand passes inboard, but the umpires said it wasn't a hand pass. In fact, it was a throw. So the free kick to be taken by Kyle Emery by the looks of it, back in the Nightcliff side this season. So he kicks long down the outer side of the ground.
Another
There's a free kick here for looked like it might have been tunnelling, and I think it's
going St Mary's way.
Souter who's going to take the free kick. Chips inboard, and he finds Churgwin at half-back. Churgwin chips out wide to Robinson, so Will Robinson, and he goes round the outer side of the ground, and the mark taken out there by Dylan Holt. He plays on quickly looking for Calder on the lead outside 50, but was too far out in front of him and couldn't keep the ball inside the field of play. Yeah, well, all the teams and officials are wearing black armbands in round one in thoughts with the Tiwi Bombers Football Club and the people of the Tiwi Islands. They've had a few deaths in the last few weeks, so our thoughts are certainly with them. And Nightcliff coach Lee Crossman, the only coach to coach a premiership with Tiwi, would be feeling that, so our thoughts with everyone watching. And of course Brenton Toy on the coaching staff, who's the most recent coach before this season. Yeah, massive coup for Nightcliff to get Brenton. He's held in very high regard in NT footy, and he'll be a great asset to the Tigers. Chris Buck's obviously leaving after coaching a three-peat. He's over in Cairns coaching. Yeah, that's right. And yeah, did he have some success over there? They might have won the premiership. Cairns Saints was he with? Anyway, obviously his record is good, so a sought-after coach as the ball through the hands and plenty of pressure on Gallus. Caught with the ball here, he might be in trouble. Yeah, Kyle Emery's throwing his arms up asking where's my free kick, so he thought his tackle was pretty good. But we'll have a ball up by one of our favourite umpires. Thomas Manning. In Nightcliff's 50. So the ball thumped out of defence there as ball now at ground level. Ted Castle trying to work his way over it, but again, there's numbers on top of the ball. It's pretty difficult to get it out, and we'll have a restart once again.
Yeah, so coming up to the 14-minute mark of the first quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin. You're watching AFL&T's coverage of the 2023-24 TIO NTFL season.
So Dunks Graham doing the ruck work, couldn't get his hand to the ball that time, and Philo with the clearance just kicks it out into space towards half forward. There's a one-on-one battle here, sees the ball over the boundary line, and that was Souter again involved for St Mary's. He's started the game pretty well. Yeah,
Nightcliff have obviously kept Brody Philo. They've got their core in there. Nathan Brown. Brody was playing down in Albury this year. Back up to Darwin for the NTFL season, as he has done for a number of years now.
So the quick kick from that stoppage from Saints, and Jack Lant just busts through, but eventually gets caught on about the fourth player that he tried to run through, and it was Nathan Brown, who doesn't let many slips through, and there's a 50-metre penalty as well. So
I think Nate Paredes ran through as he was going to the interchange, so ran through the mark. So 50-metre penalty for Nightcliff will take Nathan Brown, the premiership captain of the club, right up to the 50-metre line, or about 55.
He hands it off to Philo, running round the back, but his kick's drifted out wide. Butcher gets there on the bounce, but some good defensive work down there by Robinson for St Mary's, sees it over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Yeah, both teams working their rotations. There's still a bit of humidity in the air, and obviously first game of the season, you've got to blow the cobwebs out.
So Butcher setting up to do the ruck work here, and that one just slips over the top. Dylan Lant hacks it off the ground straight out to the boundary line. Be interesting to see the umpire's call here. And he said that it wasn't deliberate, so it'll be a boundary throw in. It's still inside forward 50 for Nightcliff on the outer side of the ground, as the big fella Locke hooks it over his head from that boundary throw in. But again, it's pretty hard to get a clean possession down there, as Blake Cook gets a quick kick out of defence. At ground level, Vallejo takes possession, gets a hand pass out as he's tackled. He's bundled over, but play on's the call, and the quick kick comes out grandstand side. It bounces here, and Nightcliff first there as Locke drills the ball in, and mark taken down here by Mummery at half forward. Mummery kicks long to the top of the goal square. There's a one-on-one contest. Butcher's in it, of course, and now at ground level, it's toe poked off the ground. It's going all the way through for a goal, I think it is. And just trying to pick up who the goal scorer was. Yeah.
Hopefully we get a replay on that, but a second goal to Nightcliff draws that margin back to 2 points. St Mary's 2-2-14, leading Nightcliff 2 straight goals, 12 at the 17-minute mark of the first quarter, as we're still trying to work out who kicked it. Both sides swinging the changes. Dominic Grant coming off for St Mary's, and Zach Robinson's going to run on. So 2 point margin at the 17-minute mark of the first quarter. We'll have to find out at quarter time, Stu.
Well,
update the viewers.
I mean, I've got my eye on the player, but if we could read the numbers, it'd be helpful.
I have to tell someone at the AFL&T to get those numbers sorted. So play back underway.
So Nightcliff going forward again, but this time chopped off in defence by Zach Robinson.
Uncontested there, Zach Robinson.
Yep. So he chips out wide to Gallagher, who drives the ball around the wing, but just over the head of Jake Tower this time, and knocked over the boundary line by the Nightcliff defenders. And
Tower just shaking his head. He was on his own for a bit there, but the kick just took a little bit to come to him, as we see umpire Catherine Flynn throw the ball back into play.
Tower in front gets worked under the ball. Brown overran it. Cook gets a quick hand pass forward. At ground level, it's a bit of a crude tackle there. Play on's the call, though, as the struggling Paredes just reefs it out of the pack and gets a quick kick forward, bouncing running out of defence, paddling it forward, but Jack Lance in there again, took possession but got taken straight to ground and had no opportunity to get rid of that ball, and it'll be a ball up once again just inside the centre square.
Good to see Nate Paredes back. He won a flag in the Sandford Reserves for Glenelg. Been living down there with his partner Danielle Ponta, who's doing fantastic things at the Adelaide Crows women. A free kick here to Nightcliff. I think that's Jackson Locke.
Yeah, it is.
Big fella. I was going to say before, he's got fair pace on him for a big man, Stu, when he sprinted for that ball.
Jake Twycross with that ball. He's a new player into the Nightcliff lineup, and he comes from the Ovens and Murray and Bendigo area. So
Blake Cook's protesting with umpire Mark Noonan there that he got a kick away and it should be downfield, but Noons has taken it back. So St Mary's with the free kick right in front of their interchange bench. They've got Darcy Chergwin, Nelson Aranda down there, and number 2, Michael Danks-Graham, waiting to come on.
Ryan Nyhouse got there, tried to thump it away. Ball at ground level and reefed out of there by Musgrove. He's done really well. He floats a kick in towards the forward 50. Now Xavier Vallejo, had the open goal and ducked back inside and got caught with the ball. He should have gone with his first instinct on the left, I think.
Yeah, great tackle there by the Tigers. Just pressure in defence because Vallejo was going to run into a certain goal.
So Nightcliff working it outer side of the ground, and might take
the umpires called it out of bounds on the full, I think, or touched.
Boundary throw, almost. It looked like a clean take, didn't it? But anyway.
And apologies again to the viewers. We're having a lot of trouble with the Nightcliff numbers, so hard to work out who's who.
So from that stoppage ball, again, there's plenty of numbers around the ball and difficult to get an effective possession out of there. As Fawcett comes up with the ball, hands it back to umpire Mark Noonan from the stoppage. Paredes at ground level gets it to Dylan Lant. He hand passes out wide, close to the boundary line. Tackled there was Chergwin, and the ball spilled out and over the boundary line once again.
The 21-minute mark of the first quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin is St Mary's 2-2-14, leading Nightcliff 2 straight goals 12. In round 1 of the 2023-24 TIO NTFL competition.
So over the back, the ball's knocked forward. Dylan Lant getting plenty of possessions as he usually does. Gets the ball inside forward 50. Just taken there by Musgrove. A quick kick forward and defensive pressure by Ted Castle, but the tackle was slipped and Nightcliff work it to the outer side of the ground again. Good use of the ball around the outer half. And
looks like Kyle Emery.
Drills the ball back inside, and Philo takes the mark there. He kicks straight up the middle of the ground. The ball slips out the back now, and now here's a chance with some loose players forward for Nightcliff. The hand pass comes back and kick inside forward 50. Mark not taken, but clever work. And it is a goal there, and again.
Very hard to pick up the Nightcliff numbers tonight again, as we've said, but another goal to Nightcliff, and they've hit the lead for the first time all evening, 3 straight goals, 18, leading St Mary's 2-2-14 at the 22.5-minute mark of the first quarter. Stu, I'm going to do a quick run to the timekeeper's box, the official scorer's box at every break, I think, to work out who's kicking these goals.
Trouble is, sometimes they run to us.
We're having terrible trouble with the Nightcliff white numbers on the yellow Guernseys tonight, so... but yes, Nightcliff have hit the lead, 4 points the difference late into the first quarter.
Yeah, 5 goals scored in the quarter, and we're almost 23 minutes in, so probably not too much time left. Toa up high early, but Philo on the end of it gets the clearing kick out wide. It's an opportunity out here for Edwards. Swings around and now kicks to the top of the goal square. Another opportunity for Nightcliff, and the mark spilt down there. Play on's the call. The hand pass comes inboard and through the hands again. The snapshot around the corner is another Nightcliff goal. And
So 2 goals in the space of a minute for Nightcliff sees them extend their lead. 4 straight goals, 24 to St Mary's, 2-14, a 10-point margin. And I think it was the same.
Jay Moody, I think.
I actually think it was the same goal kicker, Stu, so I'm going to mark him down for 2.
Okay.
And then we'll check a bit later. But, yeah, St Mary's with, all the play for the first half of the first quarter, and now Nightcliff have pegged it back and hit the lead by 10 points.
Yeah, and been pretty efficient going into their forward 50. So
when you got class players like Brody Philo and Nathan Brown and Kyle Emery, they're all coming to the end of their career, but they've still got it, and they know how to play footy, and especially territory footy, which is their real asset here in Darwin.
So Butcher gone into the ruck for Nightcliff, won that hit out, but Musgrave gets his hands to it. Toa tries to get a quick kick forward. Plenty of pressure as the ball comes back again. Musgrave's bundled over, and hand pass comes back, and now Nightcliff chip it out wide, and it's Wild who kicks long to the top of the goal square, and the mark's taken down there. It's Michael Mummery, isn't it? It
is Michael Mummery in the orange boots.
Yeah. So a great contested mark down there, and Nightcliff have really hit back here with the last 3 goals and a chance to make that 4 in a row.
Yeah, really impressive. Fun fact, Michael's girlfriend plays football for St Mary's, but Marley Gunderson, and her dad's an assistant coach of St Mary's, but he's having a shot on goal from probably about 20 metres out.
So no problem whatsoever, just chips that one through for the 4th goal in a row for Nightcliff, and Michael Mummery gets himself on the board. So pretty impressive comeback by Nightcliff here. Saints look the goods early in the game, but just haven't been able to capitalise on a couple of opportunities when they've got it forward, and Nightcliff have been pretty clinical in the inside forward 50.
Absolutely, Stu, and new coach Lee Crossman would be really happy with that. And even in defence too, Stu, when you've got someone the calibre of Ryan Nyhouse, who's their captain, who's got AFL experience, they've just got leaders all around the ground, and looking once again to be a force to be reckoned with this season. The score now, Nightcliff 5 straight goals, 30, leading St Mary's 2-14.
So ball up in the centre of the ground, it's thumped forward St Mary's way. Musgrave with some clever work took the ball, pirouetted out, and then kicks long down towards half forward. Mark not taken there. Brown gets a hand pass but just misses the target as the siren goes to end the first quarter, and one in which St Mary's looked pretty good early, but Nightcliff have stormed back in the second half of the quarter with the last 4 goals.
They sure have, Stu. So as we said, St Mary's with all the play in the first 10 minutes, but Nightcliff taking a 16-point lead into the quarter time break. We'll be back for the second quarter after these messages.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge, or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Territorians go a long way for one another. So it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we are here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling expenses. And that goes a long way when you're away.
Get a quote today.
TIO, we're for Territorians.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin for the second quarter of this round one clash between St Mary's and Nightcliff for the 2023-24 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League competition. Liz Cruz and Stu Davis in the commentary box, and it is Nightcliff with a 16-point lead after St Mary's kicked the opening goals. We've worked out the goal kickers. We're having a lot of trouble seeing the white numbers on the back of the yellow jumpers, but we have confirmed with the timekeepers and official scorers that their goal kickers are Cameron Eilert, Jay Moody, Petros Politis, Michael Randall and Michael Mummery for Nightcliff, while for St Mary's, Jackson Calder and Bo Tedcastle, who kicked the first goal within the 25 seconds. Stu, some of your better players in the first quarter?
Oh, sorry, I'm just looking down here. Nightcliff had 5 players on the bench, so I've sorted it out now. But
Nathan Brown's running into the
as we said, it was difficult to pick up some of those Nightcliff players, but Cameron Wild had a bit of it. Michael Randall and Brett Kennedy, of course, and for Saints, I thought Dylan Lant had the ball on the string pretty much, and some promising signs up forward from Tedcastle, and Xavier Vallejo had some chances, but plays underway here, and again another stoppage, and umpire Noonan comes in to ball it up.
And thank you to Carol Stanislaus and Di Barella in the scorekeeper's box. They're dedicated ladies who do it week in or week out for their clubs.
Paredes with that clearance just got it about 10 metres forward as Nightcliff hook it out towards the outer side of the ground, and coming in, Morris gets a toe poke off the ground towards the boundary line, picked up out there by Seth Harris. He hand passed back inboard, but plenty of pressure on whoever's receiving the ball, almost a sling to the ground there as umpire Noonan comes in, and Mitch Musgrove gets pulled up, and it'll be a ball up once again. So Locke doing the ruck work just got pushed off at that time as Fawcett gets a hand pass forward, and umpire Noonan's called that a throw as the ball spilled out in the tackle, and Nightcliff to work the ball around the outer side of the ground. That's Politis, I think it is, out there, who's taken that mark. His kick just falls short, straight into the hands of Dylan Lant, and Lant just settles things down now. He's got a lead inboard, and that's Jake Toa, hits him. Now hand passes off back to Lant, who kept running. He kicks high with an attempted barrel down there. Nyhouse punches it forward, Philo at ground level, chips the pass out. He's got 3 to choose from, and in the end it's Big Lock that takes the mark. He chips it out wide, but again intercepted out here, this time by Gallagher by Harris for St Mary's. He finds Paredes, and Paredes chips the ball inside forward 50 and finds Bo Tedcastle on the lead. Yeah, well, Bo kicked the opening goal of the game in the first 25 seconds. He's on a fair old angle up there in front of the in-track sign on the boundary, but he is a very good kick. In fact, I think he made his debut at about 16 and kicked a number of goals in his first ever game, Stu. Yeah. 5 goals maybe. Yeah, I remember that. He certainly did. And hit the Premier League with a bang. But there's not many people in the goal square at the moment as Tedcastle kicks towards goal. It's drifting across the face and through for a behind. So the first score of the second quarter goes to St Mary's, a behind to 3-15, trailing Nightcliff 5 straight goals, 30, and Ryan Nyhouse once again will bring it in. He's no one on the mark, so he takes a bounce, and dangerous there. Xavier Vallejo just getting the fist to it. Seth Harris got caught in the tackle, got his hand pass out, and the kick comes away by Brown. Gallus in a one-on-one contest got a hand to it but couldn't pull the mark in. Now the ball spills out wide as coming in there was Cook. He got bundled over. Ball's forward now. Harris does some good work, pushes his opponent out the way, gets a kick forward. Vallejo gets one hand to it, then loses his footing. Dylan Lant comes in, but couldn't take possession of the ball. Musgrove gets a hand pass out now, but Nightcliff tidy up in defence. An air shot there as the kick tried to come out. Harris again gets a kick in down towards Calder from the marking contest. It's punched forward. Jack Lant comes in there and He's getting a free kick and an interesting signal by umpire Mark.
I don't think I've ever seen an umpire do that before on the run, Noons.
So clearly a kicking in danger.
I hope the AFL and team media team cut that vision during the week and can do something with it. Very acrobatic by Mark Noonan. I think he's umpiring about his 1,000th game tonight. He's been a stalwart of NTFL umpiring, but it is St Mary's Lant of the Jack variety who's going to have a shot on goal from about just inside 50.
And it's a thumping kick. It's gone all the way through and through for the first goal of the second quarter, and one that St Mary's really needed to steady the ship as Jack Lant, a reliable, solid kick inside forward 50, and had no problem with that one. Yeah,
he sure is. The brother of Dylan Lant. There's 3 brothers, and I'm sure Mum and Dad are watching on from Echuca. Terry is an avid supporter of the St Mary's Footy Club, so a steadying goal there for St Mary's to bring that margin back to 9 points. So Coach Anthony Vallejo will be happy with that one.
So umpire Manning, ball under his arm, just making sure that everyone's in their right places.
I'm getting texts from one of our favourite NTFL commentators of all time, Nick O'Reilly, down in Melbourne, saying that there was a bit of Irish dancing going on there from umpire Mark Noonan, so he's not wrong.
So it's Cameron Wild who tries to break free of the tackle, but again, numbers on top of the ball and another ball up.
Nick, of course, is running the Yokai Footy Show for the AFL now, doing a great job with football media in Melbourne.
Jack Taylor wins that hit out, but Philo got on the end of it, hooks the ball over his shoulder down towards half forward, or just pushed out there cleverly, and a beautiful pass inside. Michael Mummery to Butcher on the lead, and
straight down his throat, as they say.
It was, but good use of the body there by Mummery. Just nudged his St Mary's opponent under the ball and drilled the pass in. So Butcher with his first opportunity to goal. He's dragged that one to the left though, and behind only for Nightcliff, their first blemish on the scoreboard.
The former Port Adelaide footballer, Butcher, and Nightcliff premiership player, obviously. He's been a fantastic addition to their side for the last 5 or so years.
Yeah, basically won that grand final for them a few years ago, the overtime one. But Saints working the ball through the hands, and Churgwin chips it here to Danks Graham on the lead. Danks Graham going down the boundary line, it slips over the back. Calder just couldn't keep it in play, and will be a boundary throw once again.
Good to see Patch Grace Long making his debut for St Mary's tonight. Strong football families on both sides. The Graces and the son of PJ Long, one of the Long brothers. Another family connection for St Mary's.
Yeah, there's plenty of them. So boundary throw in, and Lant again gets the clearance. It's a high ball going down towards the 50-metre line. There's a free kick been found here, and it's going to go Nightcliff's way. So they clear the ball to the outer side, where Nathan Brown takes a mark, chips inboard, and finds Philo just out of the reach there of Harris as the kick comes in. It's a good kick. Mummery out on the lead again. Just spilt the mark though under a bit of pressure, and now the ball's there's a high tackle being paid here. I think the free kick's going to go Nightcliff's way out there.
So almost the 8-minute mark of this second quarter. Nightcliff getting it inside at their 50. No one marks it. Gallus at the back gets the handball out to a teammate who gets the kick away to the safety of... but St Mary's have turned it over, and Cameron Eilert has picked the ball up, but he's wrapped up by 3 St Mary's players.
Yeah, took on the tackler then and got caught. And
Darcy Churgwin in his first game from St Mary's in Geelong.
Yep.
Moved up to Darwin for the season. His dad Darren will be watching, I'm told.
Parker Fawcett kicks the ball forward out there, out in front of Aranda, but he's got a couple of opponents to deal with, and Nightcliff with the numbers just win the ball out there, and now looking to switch back across the face of goal into the middle, but the mark's been taken by Morris. He hand passes forward and they run the ball out of defence again with a kick out to the wing where they've got some numbers. Politis runs onto this one. His kick is a bit of a wobbler going forward. Kyle Emery coming out, just couldn't trap it. Gallus does well to pick the ball up, get it back to Toa, and out now off to Dylan Lant. He swings around back onto his left foot, boundary side, and he's bundled over after he kicks the ball once again. And it's a downfield free kick, which will be taken by Danks Graham.
You can hear the cheers. It was right in front of the St Mary's side of the ground, and the supporters just gave it to, I think, who was it? Kyle Emery out there.
Yeah. Churgwin with the kick inboard, and out now a chance for Paredes running inside 50, kicks long towards goal. Calder's down there, but it's offline and over the head of Calder, so through for a behind once again.
Yeah, and Ryan Nighthouse to bring it back in again. The score, St Mary's 3-4-22 trailing. Nightcliff 5-1-31. I'll tell you who's missing for St Mary's, Stu, and that's Matty Green, who's been a key defender for the last few seasons. He did his knee playing for Eastside in the Big Rivers League, and there's a fundraiser going for him on their Facebook page if anyone can donate to help him and his young family. Badly injured.
Yeah, that's right. So he's going to miss the entire season, unfortunately, for him and for St Mary's and for football followers.
Fantastic football family from Tennant Creek, the Greens.
His brother should be back playing for Palmerston, I would think, at some stage.
Yeah, I think he had a bit of success down south playing for someone. I can't remember.
Yeah.
So many people playing for different clubs in the off-season.
So ball eventually squirts out, and Nightcliff throwing it around in the hands. Philo again in there, slips the hand pass to Nighthouse running through from defence, kicks long down towards full forward, a diving attempt to mark, not taken, and gives Saints the chance to clear. Oh, a big thump back inboard as Robinson got the ball on the boot and now follows up and picks up in the back pocket, tries to chip past, but a great smother down there, and stacks on as the tackle's made, but terrific, desperate effort in smothering the ball. Play on's the call as it comes out. I don't know what the story was.
Not
there
sure
might have been a free kick paid. But
St Mary's lucky because that kick really shouldn't have come back in. They should have gone down the wing for safety. But cut off now by Nightcliff.
Yeah, Nathan Brown once again, and just slowing things down, looking for options here. Chips the ball inboard, and Nightcliff with the opportunity at the front edge of the centre square. Oh, there's a free kick being paid downfield here. It's going against Grant Gallus, and it's going to be Butcher to take the free kick off the ball. Right
in front of goal, so you would probably mark this one down for Big Butcher. And Grant Gallus having a chat there to Thomas Manning, asking what he did, but Nightcliff with a shot on goal from pretty much the top of the goal square.
So his second opportunity, you would think that he'd eat this one up from only about 20 metres out.
Has missed one already. He'll be wanting to put this one through.
In fact, it wasn't Butcher. It was the big fella Lock.
Sorry, viewers.
Lock.
I hate getting names wrong. This is actually doing my head in. But we're having a lot of trouble reading the numbers on the back of the Nightcliff jumpers. But Jackson Lock, as you said, Stu, a goal there from a free kick. So Nightcliff extend their lead, 6-1-37 to St Mary's 3-4-22 at the 12.5-minute mark of the second quarter.
Yeah, so a goal apiece in this second quarter, and again St Mary's came out at the start of the quarter, looked to be the stronger side, playing with better football, but to no avail as far as the scoreboard is concerned. So Danks Graham has been given the opportunity in the ruck up against Butcher. Butcher wins this hit out, and but in the centre of the ground, Churgon gets a hand pass to Jack Lant. Jack Lant tries to drill the pass, but Nightcliff set up well in defence, and hand pass comes away. Philo once again kicks long forward, and that's a good mark running with the flight of the ball down here.
Yeah, Nightcliff just with the
Taken
numbers.
by Moody, yeah.
That, right. That kick by Lant, there was 3 Nightcliff players on 1 St Mary's players, but a fist away there and a handball out to Bo Tedcastle. St Mary's with a chain of handballs there, and they'll get that kick away to the safety of Jack Lant in the middle.
Players running forward, and Jack Lant looking to thump the ball long to his brother Dylan Lant. It gets a hand to it as it was floating over his head. Mitch Musgrove does a pretty good job in getting the hand pass out, but straight to his opponent. And Ryan Nyhouse can't keep the ball in.
I think he was happy to see it over, Stu. He just followed it over. So the ball on the 50-metre line of the St Mary's forward line, 14 minutes into the second quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin. It is Nightcliff with a 15-point lead.
So boundary throw, and Danks Graham wins this hit out. Churgwin comes in over the top, lays the tackle, ball spills out. It's almost a rugby scrum down there as the players over the top of the ball. And another ball up. Umpire Noonan trying to get the players to spread and get away. I think it's a free kick, might have been
I think it's indicated a free kick there to St Mary's. Is that
Danks Graham?
Danks Graham again. He's a big unit for. I think he's only about 18. Jeez,
it's a bit of a sloppy kick here. Yeah, just was off balance.
Didn't make the most of that. He should have gone back and had a look around. He's got a number of senior players around him, but he'll learn from that.
So doing the ruck work now. Quick kick comes out and hit over the ball. Almost Aranda there. Almost took one high. He's involved again, and the ball slipped out. But
a free kick to Aranda. He got held on to for a long time, but
I think it's against him.
So the other way.
Incorrect disposal. So
Nightcliff free kick.
Yep, at half back. So the chip pass, and they look to run the ball through the middle of the ground now. As the long kick goes down to a one-on-one. Ball slips over the back. Robinson first there for St Mary's. Paddles it. Tried to get it to the advantage of his teammate, but only got it to his Nightcliff opponent, Cameron Wild. And Wild snapped over his shoulder and kicked the goal. So yeah, not the percentage play then, I wouldn't think. Yeah,
probably better to hit it boundary side. So Nightcliff increased their lead now at the 16-minute mark of the second quarter, 7-1-43. St Mary's 3-4-22. Very accurate Nightcliff, just that one behind. 8 scoring shots to 7, but they've got a good lead, Stu.
Yeah, they have. They seem to have the answers at the moment, don't they? And when Saints dominate passages of play, Nightcliff just hit back and pretty good going forward. 7 goals, 1 on the board. Yeah,
sharing it around. There's 7 individual goal kickers as well. So really sharing the ball around. A few, like we said earlier, I think there's 7 debutants for Nightcliff. So, you know, learning how your new teammates play, but they're looking pretty impressive early tonight.
From that ruck contest, Jack Lant once again gets a hand pass out wide to Cook. He kicks forward, Jack Lant following it up, but Brown's going to be first there. Cook does well to take possession and then get the ball out as he's tackled, but it's gone over the boundary line, and it'll be a boundary throw-in once again.
Another player yet to come in for St Mary's, Kieran Parnell, their vice-captain, who injured his shoulder again last season, had another operation, so he's looking to come back in a few more weeks. He'll be a good asset to St Mary's defence as well.
Jake Tower pushes his opponent out of the way, and now a quick kick forward for Saints down to half forward. Calder gets the kick in towards the goal, but Nyhouse at the back tidies up, sweeps the hand pass out, the kick smothered down there, and gives Saints a chance again. Paredes pushes his opponent out of the way, swings around on the right foot. Calder in a 1-on-2 contest couldn't take that mark, and Nightcliff run it away again. The ball's going to slip over the top, and Robinson running across there for St Mary's couldn't keep the ball in play, and another boundary throw in on the outer wing.
18-minute mark of the second quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin. Now Men's Premier League action, brought to you by AFL&T and the NT News.
Yeah, no breeze whatsoever. It was pretty strong earlier in the day, but those flags are dead still on the outer side of the ground as Nightcliff come forward again. Butcher in front, punched away from behind by Souter. Oh, the hand pass there just missed the target, and now Saints with the chance. Harris with the hand pass out, and the kick comes in. Churgwin runs onto this one, takes a nice mark, and now looking to switch the ball into the middle of the ground where Jack Lance found some space. It was just a bit over his head, got a hand to it, but he's got time to control the ball. Kicks inside 50, looking for Dylan Lant once again, but just too far in front of him. Oh, cleverly done by Dylan Lant, and then laying it, sitting on his backside on the ground, had a kick but that was smothered, and goes over the boundary line for a throw in.
Yeah, well, Dylan Lant, obviously last year's Nichols medalist, the league Brownlow, as we have up here in the NTFL. He's been an exceptional player for St Mary's the last few seasons, and now the captain of the club.
So, all right, Paredes looked to be tackled without the ball there. Play on's the call, and Jack Lant looks like he might have copped another high tackle. He wants to play the ball on quickly, gets it in. Calder 1-on-2 again. The ball spills to the front, and Musgrove there just couldn't control it. Nyhouse did beautifully, got it by hand, and the ball close to the boundary line, but the big fella Locke takes a mark just inside the line, and
he's racking up the kilometres tonight. I've been really impressed with his work rate.
Butcher flies in from the back, got his hands to it, couldn't mark it. A quick hand pass there by Craig, but bounced back to him now. Saints with the chance, and the kick comes forward from Aranda. Again, Nightcliff really well set up in defence, and Ryan Nyhouse takes that intercept mark and slows things down again. And now they're working the ball through the middle of the ground, but they've run themselves into a bit of trouble here. Dylan Lant cleverly got it across to Churgwin. He runs in now, kicks towards the open goal and misses to the left-hand side.
Unfortunate miss there by Darcy Churgwin in his debut game for St Mary's tonight. He would have liked to have kicked that one. He's moved up to Darwin, so his first game in these humid conditions from St Mary's in Geelong. Mates with Harry Ling that plays for St Mary's. Nightcliff bring it in.
So Snelling chips it out to Eilert, and they work it around the outer side of the ground to Nathan Brown. Happy to just slow things down in the late stages of this second quarter, and now go long around the wing. Cook involved there, got his opponent under the ball. Illegally is the call, so a Nightcliff free kick on the outer wing.
Yeah, the players will be feeling it now late into the second quarter, Stu. They'll be looking forward to the halftime break to reset. Nightcliff will be pretty happy with what they've achieved so far.
So just chipping it around the outer wing. Mummery on the end of that one, directing a bit of traffic in front of him as he goes long inside 50, or early jump there, and Mark Noonan's seen that and said that it was illegal, so St Mary's to take the free kick from defence. Zach Robinson not really sure which way to go, and changes his mind, goes to the outer side eventually. Cook chips a pass into Dylan Lant.
I'm glad he changed his mind, Stu, because there was Nightcliff players everywhere if he was going to kick it across the 50-metre line. Nevertheless, Nightcliff have got it. Nathan Brown clearing it out of the back line, looking for he's got a teammate right on the TIO logo who's going to kick it inside 50.
Yeah, Politis, but this one's chopped off by Zach Robinson. He wastes no time, chips inboard, wasn't the best, but on the bounce to Dylan Lant. No damage done there as he looks to find Mitch Musgrove on the wing, but coming over the top was Lewis Rinaldi, got a fist to it and saw it over the boundary line.
Yeah, Aranda coming off, and Parker Fawcett coming on for St Mary's, one of the under-18s that has pushed up through to seniors. Umpire Hutt throwing it in. Right on the half-time siren, and it is the Nightcliff Tigers with a 20-point lead, 7-1-43, leading St Mary's 3-5-23, Stu.
Yeah, just a bit of an arm wrestle that quarter, wasn't it? Just the 2-1, plenty of play in the midsection of the ground, and I think it was, the opening quarter, the game was a bit more free-flowing and a bit more scoring, but they just locked in a bit in that second quarter, and so both sides in the contest. Obviously, St Mary's have had the one more scoring shot, but Nightcliff been, as we've said a number of times, been more efficient going forward, and have got the goals on the board, which gives them a 20-point lead.
We'll go to the halftime break and be back for a big second half of TIO NTFL action after these messages.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Territorians go a long way for one another.
So it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling expenses. And that goes a long way when you're away.
Get a quote today.
TIO, we're for Territorians.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin for the second half of this round one match in the 2023-24 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League competition between St Mary's and Nightcliff. Liz Cruz and Stu Davis in the commentary box tonight, and it is the Nightcliff Tigers by 20 points, 7-1-43, leading St Mary's 3-5-23, and it's Nightcliff with 7 individual goal kickers so far, Stu. Yeah,
pretty impressive performance by Nightcliff. This looked like being the game of the round coming in, even though the grand final replay was last night, and we just got umpire Manning just doing a bit of coaching for the Nightcliff ruckman there, but Locke gets his hand to the ball at ground level. Philo shovels out the hand pass looking for Craig. Craig puts it in front of Nyhouse. Nyhouse running the ball towards the boundary line, and
happy to see it go over.
Yeah.
And if you've just tuned in, we are apologising in advance because we're having a lot of trouble reading the Nightcliff Tigers jumpers, the white numbers on the yellow, but doing our best here as we see a throw in right in front of the Rioli grandstand.
So some physical work there. Lanyon gets his hands on the ball, and then Randall, he got tackled as he tried to take possession of the ball. Bill spills out the back, and Craig gets a quick kick forward for Nightcliff, but at ground level it's Dominic Grant who got tackled, and the ball spilled out in a nice intercept mark taken by Dylan Holt, who switches, looking here for Harris. Seth Harris switches back inboard, drives long down here, a beautiful pass to Paredes in the centre square. He wastes no time, runs around the player on the mark and kicks out in front of Jack Lant, who takes a nice mark looking for his brother Dylan Lant, and the pass is good inside 50.
I don't think Jack's kicked anyone else tonight. He just looks up and kicks to his brother every single time, but why wouldn't you when he's clearly best on ground for St Mary's tonight, Dylan?
That's right. And he's just a running machine, isn't he? Gets everywhere.
Super fit and a very good footballer. He'll have this shot on goal from just outside 50, 2 minutes into the third quarter. A much needed goal for St Mary's if he can kick it.
So inside 50 now. Kicks on the way. It looks pretty good. It's going all the way through, and that's a great finish. Yeah, Jack Lant was screaming for the ball to be kicked back to him inside 50, but Dylan knew exactly what he was doing and drilled that one through. Yeah,
great captain's goal there by Dylan. As we said earlier, the captain of the team, St Mary's this season, taking over from Nate Paredes. So the score now, St Mary's 4-5-29, trailing Nightcliff 7-1-43. I'm pretty sure St Mary's have kicked the first goal of every quarter, though, Stu.
They have. I was just about to say that. They've kicked the first goal of every quarter, and it's been Nightcliff who've hit back thereafter. So that's something that Saints will be looking to turn around now.
Yeah, both finished in the top 4 last season. St Mary's finishing 3rd, Nightcliff finishing 4th, and both clubs have featured in finals non-stop for the last number of seasons, so we'll probably feature up there again this season, I'd say.
So Seth Harris gets it to Dylan Lant. Lant tumbles the ball forward. Churglen coming at it, does well to control it at ground level, get the hand pass to Paredes with a chip kick forward to Jack Lant. And that was pretty good ball use in there. Some good clean hands and a clever little kick forward by Paredes to Jack Lant out in front.
Xavier Vallejo coming off the interchange pretty quickly with Jack Gallagher coming back on. He's a huge kick, Jack Lant. He's had no worries with the distance for that one, but it's just gone across the face of goal.
Yeah, just the behind, and again 4-6 to 7-1 has allowed Nightcliff to maintain that lead, but it's back to 13 points now.
Really accurate kicking by Nightcliff tonight, and as I said earlier, 7 individual goal kickers as Ryan Nyhouse looks to bring it in. He's not sure where to kick it, but he's going to go long, find a loose player there.
So Randall kicks the ball down to the advantage of Kennedy there. Kennedy wraps his opponent up in the tackle, looking for the free kick.
Yeah, it looked high to me, but umpire didn't see it, so ball up.
Umpire Callum Loney to throw the ball up. He's Toa gets involved. Lanyon running onto it, got tackled it, ball spilled out, and a quick kick forward by Souter, but Politis tidies up for Nightcliff, gets a hand pass to Wild. He swings a hand pass over the top, and Craik on the left foot goes down towards half forward. Blake Cook, some good work, gets a hand pass across, and now Seth Harris through the hands to Gallagher. He hand passes forward to Mitch Musgrove, who's in plenty of trouble but manages to break free and swings the ball out wide to Nate Paredes.
Jack Lance all on his own, calling for it to kick to the top of the 50, and Nate Paredes, it's hit him, but Nightcliff got back and
just got a hand to it in there.
Yeah, spoilt the mark. He was calling for it for half an hour. So ball up inside St Mary's 50. They'll be looking for another one to put that scoreboard pressure on the Tigers.
So ball at half forward. Oh, some strong body work down there. Danks Graham gets a hand pass to Paredes. Paredes slams it on the boot towards goal, but again off target, and this time to the left and to behind.
In the story of the night for St Mary's, they've now had 11 scoring opportunities. The score 4-7-31, trailing Nightcliff 7-1-43, 12 points.
So Philo doing the kick-in duties and gets it out wide, and Nightcliff looking to go forward. The ball switched back in. Lanyon takes the mark. Now plays on down to the inside forward 50. The ball over the top and just diving on it there, and then getting wrapped up in the tackle. And that's the way Mark Noonan's seen it. So it's a free kick down there to
Dom Grant, who's come across from Wanderers. He's been living down in Adelaide for a few years. So great mates with Kieran Parnell.
Don Lance switches it to Seth Harris. Harris chips back inboard to Will Robinson at the defensive 50. Blake Cook's made himself available near the boundary line, and that's where the ball goes. So Cook long looking for Danks Graham here. There's plenty of Nightcliff players. No one got a hand to it. The ball spills over the back. Lanyon through the hands to Wild. Wild breaks forward, and a long looping hand pass. Snelling gets a hand pass out to Brown. His kick smothered by Cook, who taps it back inboard. Snelling comes in again, does really well to get the hand pass to Brown, and off to Locke. Locke kicks inside towards the forward 50. Nightcliff have got some numbers there, but Paredes coming in, picks it up cleanly and hacks the ball forward again down towards half forward. Good work there by Roger Morris as he tidies up and swings to the outer side of the ground and has Brody Philo in some space, and Nightcliff round the outer side now. Brett Kennedy on the outer wing kicks long inside forward 50. Back, just through the hands back there. Butcher gets a hand pass over the top. Cameron Islet on the goal line gets the ball quickly onto his boot and puts it through. So just a ball handling error back there allowed Nightcliff in, and when you've got players the quality of Butcher and Islet, you can't afford to give those opportunities away.
Yeah, and Cameron Islet becomes the first multiple goal scorer for Nightcliff tonight, kicking his second. The score now, Nightcliff 8-1-49, leading St Mary's 4-7-31. Stu, and the difference is Nightcliff converting when they've got the ball in front of goals, and St Mary's with a number of behinds. But just a little bit about Cameron Islet for those who haven't watched him before. He's the most decorated current player in the NTFL, and dual Nichols medalist with St Mary's, his original club, and Nightcliff. Cheney medalists in the grand final, and dual premiership player for NT Thunder, captain of the NT Thunder team of the decade, NT Thunder Club champion, which was renamed the Islet Medal in honour of him and his brother Jared. So AFL NT life member and a CAFL premiership player. He's done it all.
And Danks Graham did the ruck work and then won the clearance. Ball favours Churgwin there, but he took possession and got tackled straight away, and no chance to get rid of it. It'll be a ball up on the 50-metre line in St Mary's forward half. St
Mary's just need to get a couple of goals in a row here and not let Nightcliff get one back, obviously.
Something they haven't been able to do yet.
No.
And Mark being claimed there, but it looked like it was clearly touched in front.
And every time the ball's gone into Jackson Calder, the Tigers are double teaming him, so they've got to look for another option here. They've got to do something different, the Saints.
Umpire Manning throws the ball up. Toa in the forward half, but it's cleared out of defence. Seth Harris there looked like he had his jumper held. That's the way umpire Loney has seen it, and Harris really has worked his way into the game, Liz, starting to get a fair bit of the ball as his kicks long inside forward 50. Ted Castle at the back, dribbles one around the corner, bounces. Just bounced a bit too early and threw for a behind once again.
That I thought he was going to kick that. That was interesting. He kind of kicked it into the ground to bounce back up like a soccer goal. I was watching the David Beckham Netflix series today, Stu, so I'm in soccer mode. He was, I actually didn't know much, I knew who David Beckham was, but wow, he's a great player.
Absolutely. Lanyon chips it around the outer side of the ground, and Nightcliff controlling the ball. As players run into space, it's a good mark taken there by Randall, chips the ball back in, and Wild out wide, takes the mark and plays on straight away, kicks long down towards the goal square. It's a one-on-one contest, and working hard back there once again was Grant for St Mary's, and he gets the clearing kick away, but it's just a hopeful one out of defence, and mark's taken. Play on's the call, and then a throw has been called as Wild tries to run on with the ball, but it's got to come back to Paredes at half-back for St Mary's.
Great pressure there by Paredes to force the turnover, and he's just going to slow it down here, chip the ball to Dylan Lant. He's taking his time as well.
Tries a drill past to Toa. It's just gone over his head. Nicely picked up on the half volley by Jack Lant, but shrugs one tackle, gets away from the other, gets a hand pass over the top. Vallejo through the hands to Toa, back to Vallejo. Quick chip kick forward, and the mark's taken there by Holt. Holt runs inside 50, kicks long towards goal and misses to the near side. As
we said, the story of the night for St Mary's. They are peppering the point post. The score now, St Mary's 4-9-33, trailing Nightcliff 8-1-49 at the 11.5-minute mark of the third quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin.
So, defensive mark taken here. And Nightcliff drive the ball long along the line. Will Robinson had a couple of grabs at it, couldn't take the mark as Grace Long was in there, couldn't get his hands on it. Seth Harris, it's punched away down here by Snelling and over the boundary line. It'll be a boundary throw-in once again. So Danks Graham and Butcher doing the ruck work. Jumper being held here, and it's going to be a St Mary's free kick to Vallejo. Xavier Vallejo,
son of coach Anthony Vallejo. He's got his uncle Iggy, the runner out there, the NTFL leading games record holder.
Great kick.
Just didn't quite take it there, Musgrove.
So Dylan Land at ground level. He's under plenty of pressure now. Gets the hand pass, but too late for the umpire's liking, and Cameron Wild takes that free kick, chips out wide to Brown. Brown has players running forward here, and looping hand pass over the top sees Nightcliff carry the ball out of defence. Terrific work there by Grant Gallis. Great contested overhead mark running forward, and then chips the pass in. Vallejo on the end of this, Paredes rather on the end of this one, chips the ball in, and he's found a rounder there who gets it to Vallejo now, goes long towards the goal square, coming from behind. Ted Castle couldn't get his hands to the ball. Hand pass comes over to Brown. He tries to give it back, but misses the target, Mitch Musgrove. But the ball had previously gone over the boundary line.
Just beat him, Mitchy Musgrove. So the 13.5-minute mark of the third quarter, 16-point margin in Nightcliff's favour, but it is in St Mary's forward 50, and they would really like a goal here.
So from the throw-in at ground level, there's plenty of players around the ball as Nightcliff close in just to try to stop the ball getting loose to any St Mary's players in that forward 50.
St Mary's got a couple of loose players around their 50 mark as well. They don't want that ball to come out.
Nightcliff have 15 players in the defensive 50 as we look out on the ground.
Good counting, Stu.
Well, I counted the 3 that were outside, actually. So here's a chance for Saints once again as the high ball comes in. Oh, I don't know what Tedcastle was doing there, but it may have worked because the ball comes back to Churgwin now. Out on the outside of the boot, hooks the ball back, but just got it turning too early and swung it to the near side and through for a behind once again for St Mary's.
Yeah, he's kicked a couple of behinds tonight in his debut game for the Saints. Churgwin from Geelong, from St Mary's in Geelong. St Mary's have had a long association with Geelong footballers for decades now. Stu, the Christensens, the Senies, the Perrys, you can reel them off.
Yeah. So the ball over the back, and Brown runs onto this one for Nightcliff. He's got some space and drills the ball for it. It's a good pass to Mummery out in front there, and he swings the ball back inboard, but that's a bit of a lazy kick, and it's chopped off by Zach Robinson. He's got Parker Fawcett fresh off the bench, takes the mark, runs on straight away, and kicks high down here, but puts Musgrave under plenty of pressure, and that's thumped away pretty easily in the end by Bailey Snelling.
Yeah, punched across there, but it's still in St Mary's just inside their 50. So it's the 15.5-minute mark of the third quarter. They really need to get another goal here to stay in touch with the Tigers.
So 1 goal 5 to 1 straight goal this quarter is the damage as Jack Lant tries to hook that one over the top. Ball Parker Fawcett on the ground got tackled. Looked like he didn't have possession, but Nightcliff bring it away. But Blake Cook just sitting in the hole there takes a mark, and it's going to be a 50-metre penalty against Brody Philo, and this will bring him down to the top of the goal square, you would think.
Brody's not happy. He's just walked off in the opposite direction. But yeah, Cook needs to run it up and make the most of it. He's only about 30 metres, 40. Here we go. So he'll be well within range.
It's about a 35-metre penalty, I think.
It wasn't a full 50. I think the Nightcliff player has called the umpire's bluff there on the mark.
Cook with the shot at goal. Looks like that's swinging right as well, and another behind for St Mary's.
So that's 1 goal 6 for the quarter. St Mary's and Nightcliff have won a straight goal. So 4-11-35, St Mary's trailing Nightcliff 8-1-49. It's really becoming the story of the night, Stu.
Certainly is, and Nightcliff holding on. Still got that 14-point advantage, of course, as Cameron Eilert brings the ball back in and hits Nathan Brown on the half-back flank.
Cam still got the locks flowing. Nick O'Reilly's man crush, he just texted me, so I had to slip that into the commentary.
So long kick down mark, almost taken there. Spills inboard. Lanyon with good hands, and now the hand pass out wide. There's an opportunity. Butcher just paddles it back to the advantage of Randall. He loses the ball, and Cook thumps it forward again. Paredes under this one. That's mark taken. An arm chop, in fact, is what's been called. But either way, Paredes will take the kick.
Yeah, clever work there by Nate Paredes. He's been a standout for St Mary's for a number of seasons. Gets that ball inside, looking for Churgwin.
Churgwin pushed underneath it, but play on's a call as he comes back in and lays the tackle. And ball up inside forward 50 for St Mary's.
Yeah, just ticking up to the 18-minute mark now of the third quarter. St Mary's, as we said, 1 goal 6 this quarter.
So from the stoppage, Musgrove at ground level couldn't control it. Hand pass comes out to Paredes. He thumps it forward, but it's all Nightcliff back here as Cameron Eilert on the last line, but couldn't control it. Dylan Lant tries to kick towards goal. It's going to swing around and just dribble through inside the left-hand behind post for a point.
St Mary's might catch up to them in points this quarter. 4-12-36, 8-1-49.
So Philo to Eilert this time. Eilert chips short, finds Lanyon. Lanyon looking at options in the middle of the ground, and that's a good pass. And hits Randall. Randall goes short inboard to Philo. Philo swings the ball to the outer side of the ground where he's got running players out wide. But just loses possession of the ball out there. Good tackles laid, but Mummery gets on the end of this one now at 50 and delivers the ball inside. And that's a beautiful pass. and the mark's been taken by Brett Kennedy.
And Butcher was standing on his own at the top of the goal square calling for it with no one on him.
So, responsibility with Brett Kennedy now, you would think, with the shot at goal from pretty sharp angle out there.
Brody Philo coming off for a rest, and I can actually see the number of the player running on. It is Politis, who's kicked a goal tonight for the Tigers.
So Kennedy's kick looks pretty good, I think. He likes it, so it's gone through for Nightcliff's second goal of the quarter, and probably only the second time they've had it down near the goals in this quarter.
Well, Brett Kennedy becomes their 8th goal kicker. It's only Cameron Eilert who's kicked multiples, and now he's playing in the back line for the Tigers. The score, Nightcliff 9-1, 55, leading St Mary's 4-12, 36. But as we keep saying, St Mary's have missed opportunities in this quarter, Stu.
Yeah, that's right.
They've had all the play.
Yep, and Nightcliff just those couple of opportunities that they've taken, and has allowed them to just about win the quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just entering time on as the restart. Toa wins this hit out. Dylan Lant runs onto it, gets a kick forward, but Brown in the hole takes a nice mark, and now chips out wide to Cameron Eilert running out of the centre, coming up to receive, and he goes wide again, and Lanyon takes the mark out on the outer side of the ground. The ball being chipped around and now worked over the top by hand as the kick comes inside forward 50 wild on the end of this one. So a bit of zigzagging there, and eventually straightens up, kicks looking for Butcher, goes over his head, but he'll run onto it now as he tries to get around his opponent. He does. Gallus gets a hand pass back inboard, but some good defensive work coming up there by Dylan Holt for St Mary's, and Saints able to clear the ball out of defence.
It's got to be a free.
Punched away.
No?
No.
Thought he had his hand.
Seen that way.
Yeah, hand on the shoulder before he took the player out of the marking contest, but it'll be a throw-in.
So Snelling was the defender. He's been pretty good in defence for Nightcliff tonight, just getting his fist to the ball, done most opportunities. So from the boundary throw in, Toa just flips it over the back. Jack Lant at ground level gets a hand pass out here to Gallagher. Gallagher got the hand pass forward as he was tackled. Bit of push and shove behind the play with Cameron Eilert, but it's a Paredes free kick, and he chips it to Dylan Lant. Dylan Lant players running off the mark, and so he takes the opportunity to run forward, kicks long, but it's Nightcliff defenders are queuing up again as that one's just taken over the top, and a 50-metre penalty once again.
So all the players pushing down the ground now. I don't think Jackson Calder's on, Stu, is he?
No.
I can't see him out there, and I can't see him on the bench, so not sure where he's gone.
Twycross kicks in towards half forward. Oh, cleverly done at ground level there, and a beautiful pass inboard. That was Moody who got it to Butcher. Butcher plays on, tries to swing it around, but it's floating across the face of goal. Grant Gallus out there spilt the mark, but there's no one around him, so he's able to recover. Kicks out wide, gave that a bit of air, which put Vallejo under a bit of pressure, but he's done really well at ground level to win that ball and run away with it. Gets the ball out in front of Aranda. Aranda working hard as he's under plenty of pressure from Nathan Brown, and now gets some support, but Brown lays the tackle. So terrific effort by Nathan Brown back there. He was one-on-one with Aranda and prevented him from running away with the ball, and then when the support came in, just laid the tackle and forced the stoppage. So from that ruck contest, Dylan Lant almost held. The hand pass comes inboard as it's caught up underneath, and it'll be a ball up once again as the siren goes to end the third quarter, and really one of wasted opportunities for St Mary's, Liz.
Yeah, it was 20 points the difference at halftime. It is 19 points the difference, but St Mary's, I think, 1 goal 6 for the quarter, and Nightcliff kicking straight to take a 19-point lead into the final break. The score, Nightcliff 9-1, 55, leading St Mary's 4-12, 36. We'll be back for the final quarter after these messages.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Territorians go a long way for one another.
So it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling expenses. And that goes a long way when you're away.
Get a quote today.
TIO, we're for Territorians.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin for the final quarter of this round 1 match between St Mary's and Nightcliff in the 2023-24 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League competition. It is Nightcliff Tigers with a 19-point lead over St Mary's going into the final quarter, Stu, but the story of the third quarter was all of the missed opportunities by the Saints.
Yeah, that's right. You feel as though the Saints are playing good enough footy generally to be in the contest and be a chance at winning, but Nightcliff just a bit smarter with their ball use and a bit more clinical going forward, and so it's made it tough for Saints from this three-quarter time break to challenge Nightcliff in the last quarter, but the ball's loose at half forward. Dominic Grant gets a quick kick away into the centre of the ground. Just Nate Paredes hacks it out off the ground. Parker Fawcett out in front, just couldn't control the ball, and now Nightcliff running through. Politis kicks long down inside forward 50. Will Robinson comes out of defence, toe pokes it forward to his own advantage, then paddles it forward. Good work there, and Ted Castle comes in and takes possession now, has an option forward. Beautiful pass to Paredes round the wing. And Saints looking to move the ball quickly. There's a centering ball, but that's not a good option by Nate Paredes, as Nightcliff had the numbers there, but they've coughed it up here, and Balajo gets it out to Cook. Cook over to Toa. Toa tries to break the tackle, doesn't do so, but gets a kick forward anyway, and now Churgwin out there gets the hand pass, misses the target, but Balajo in there again, gets it to Dylan Lant. Lant squirts it out wide to the advantage of Churgwin, but it's just too far out in front. Nathan Brown comes across and defends and forces the ball towards the boundary line and over, and forces, it's a deliberate free kick being paid. So
St Mary's players all putting their arms up saying made no effort or deliberate, so it's Churgwin who will take the free kick on the far side, hard up against the boundary line for Saints, pretty much on the 50-metre arc. First game tonight, has moved up from Geelong for the season. Yeah,
looks a likely sort, doesn't he? He's had some good moments, so he's chips short here, and he's found Jack Lant out on the lead.
Well, we know Lant can get the distance, but the accuracy is what may challenge him. But they really do need this goal. St Mary's have kicked the first goal of every quarter in this game, so they need to keep up tradition if they want to stay in reach of the Tigers.
So Lant, kick on the way, he's missed that one to the right, and so just behind, and Nightcliff in defence. Brody Philo once again bringing the ball into play, goes long to the outer wing. There's a one-on-one contest down there. Cook loses his footing and Wild takes the mark uncontested after that. Now kicks long down towards centre half forward, punch from behind by Gallus, and quick kick away by Grant once again, but straight up in the air, and it's taken out there by Politis, but his kick chopped off by Grant again. He's got Paredes in some space. He takes a mark, runs on, kicks the ball out to half forward. Parker Fawcett just fumbled it there, almost a throw, but it was battered away, and now Danks Graham has a couple of opportunities and then kicks the ball forward to Churgwin, and finally Churgwin gets his first goal for St Mary's in the NTFL, and just found himself in some space, and good work by Danks Graham to work his way out of the traffic and get the kick forward. And once again, Liz, Saints have got the first goal of the quarter.
They have, and Darcy Churgwin will be happy with that. He's had a couple of shots on goal tonight and has put one through in the final quarter, the 3.5-minute mark of the final quarter. The score now, St Mary's 5-13-43, still trailing Nightcliff 9-1-55. So they need to get a couple in a row, though, as we mentioned, in the third quarter, if they want to have a crack at this game, winning this game.
Yeah, that's right. They've kicked the first goal of every quarter, but haven't kicked two in a row in the match. So Toa got his hand to the ball. Paredes over the top of it, tries to paddle it forward. Dylan Lant tries to get it, work it forward, but that's a bit of a crude tackle by Seth Harris on Lanyon, and high tackle, and Lanyon chips it forward looking for Brody Philo, who's got some space out the back now, chips the pass forward, looking for Cameron Eilert, and he's dragged across the shoulder and will get the free kick here. And
Cam's Nightcliff's only multiple goal kicker so far in this game. He's kicked 2. So Lanyon in the middle, though, did well. He's come across from Banks this season, where he's a premiership player and a best and fairest winner. So obviously good mates with Lee Crossman, who was at Banks the last few seasons. So apparently he's had a massive pre-season and will be a really good complement to Brodie Philo in the middle for the Tigers.
I think 2 or 3 players have come across from Banks with
Lee,
with the coach Crossman, and Eilert with the set shot kicks towards goal, and this one's missed.
Only their second behind for the night. Nightcliff Tigers in the fourth quarter. 9-2-56. St Mary's 5-13. 43 at the 5-minute mark of the final quarter.
Just 2 behinds and both from set shots. So Saints work the ball round the wing as Gallus takes the mark.
He's been good tonight, Gallus. He's pretty solid. Dylan Lant screaming for the ball. Mitch Musgrove wants the ball, but he's going to go long looking for Churgwin. But he's got 3 Tigers against him.
Ball at ground level, and Balajo copped the tackle there. Brown almost stepped over the boundary line. In fact, did step over, and so the ball will come back for a boundary throw in. Lucky
for St Mary's there, because the Tigers were off again. Cameron Eilert looking dangerous in this last quarter, pacing like a tiger, Stu. To see what I did there?
I think he gets himself up for this clash most times.
Oh, he's an elite player.
So Paredes at ground level shoveled it out to Dylan Lamp, but got knocked out of his hands wild. Got the hand pass, but Ted Castle punched it forward. Now running backwards was Bailey Edwards, and umpire Manning said he's run too far, but he was running in the wrong direction.
He's hot to trot, umpire Thomas Manning. He would have been counting those steps. St Mary's looking to get it inside 50. It misses everyone.
So Harris at ground level gathers the ball, gives it to Paredes, who looked away and fumbled, allowing the Nightcliff defenders to come in, and now they work the ball out of defence. Philo just thumps the ball out of that defensive area down towards Butcher. It's punched away from behind by Robinson, and now at ground level it's wrestle for the ball on the ground, and umpire Manning comes in and he'll ball it up.
7-minute mark of the final quarter. 13-point margin in the Tigers' way. The last game of the day here at TIO Stadium in Darwin.
Cameron Eilert with quick kick on the left, and Grace Long just punched it forward to the advantage of his teammate down there, and now Churgwin looked to be caught in the back. Play on's the call, and now it's going to be rewarded with a high tackle here. So Saints fans calling for 50-metre penalty as Churgwin was walking backwards, and the throw back to him fell short. But,
well, he's worked his way into the game, Churgwin.
Yeah,
his first game in different conditions to Victoria. So, but that kick's going to be turned over, but not paid. It must have been touched
off the boot, I think.
Yeah. So it's on the St Mary's 50-metre logo, the 50-metre arc. They need to get 2 in a row.
Toa wins the hit out, and holding free kicks paid, and Nightcliff take the advantage. The ball comes down towards the wing. It's punched away from behind, and Gallagher just slid to the ground there and then got tackled, and it'll be a ball up once again.
TIO round, this first round of the season. Great sponsors of the NTFL. Their logo there right where the ball up was. Nightcliff get it away, looking for the loose player in the middle. They've got the runner on there, Stu.
They have, and they've got players forward of the ball as Emery gets on the end of this one. He's got another teammate forward, and that's Brett Kennedy. And Kennedy has the opportunity with a mark 15 metres out from goal to become a multiple goal scorer for Nightcliff as well.
Yeah, that's right, Stu. Only Cameron Eilert who's kicked multiples tonight. Kennedy at the 9-minute mark of this final quarter.
Kicks on the way, straight through the middle, and Nightcliff answer once again, as they have done all night.
Yeah, he's pretty happy with that. Another player that's come across from Banks, where he's a premiership player, pretty dangerous forward that can also go through the midfield. He came off a great season of Cairns footy, must have been up there with Buxy, and he actually made the team of the year for AFL Cairns as a forward, so a good pick up there for Nightcliff. The score now 10-62, leading St Mary's. 5:13:43 at the 9.5 minute mark of the final quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin. You're watching AFL NT's coverage of the 2023-24 TIO NTFL season, thanks to AFL NT and the NT News.
So again, Saints have had the majority of the play in this final quarter, but Nightcliff able to steady and score the goal to maintain that advantage, as Brodie Philo wins a free kick in the middle of the ground. He kicks it out in front of Butcher, sliding. He couldn't get to the ball, and Dominic Grant there working hard at ground level, and now toe poked out of defence. It's going to go close to the boundary line. Tedcastle runs onto it, keeps it in play, looking to hand pass inboard, decides against it and kicks himself long down towards half forward. The ball spills over the back. Vallejo and Brown doing battle there. Brown gets there first, paddles it towards the boundary line, and clearly that was his intention all along, and he's disguised it well enough to have that ball thrown in. So good defensive work once again by Nathan Brown, evergreen in defence, Liz, and he's had a good night again tonight.
Yeah, he's still got it, Brownie, great fella, and he's been absolute stalwart of the Nightcliff Tigers, breaking that premiership drought as their captain a couple of years ago, and then they went on for a three-peat.
So Toa in front, paddles it forward, looking for Jack Land at ground level. He picks up, then gets tackled, slipped over the shoulder, but Seth Harris just had trouble controlling it there, and the pressure came in and the ball was worked over the boundary line.
In front of the Michael Long Centre down there for people watching on at home. It's a magnificent night here at TIO Stadium, Stu.
Yeah.
We're very lucky with our facilities up here too. Beautiful oval.
Yep, and of course all games in round one played here at TIO Stadium and TIO round, but this one comes out to Jack Lant. He goes long to the goal square. Oh, Mark almost taken down there. There's a free kick been paid, in fact, and it's going to go Saints' way, and it's Churgwin again that will take the free kick. He's only about 10 metres out from goal. Kicks on the way. I can't believe that he's missed that one as well. So
probably needed to go back and take his time. So another point for St Mary's. 5:14:44. Nightcliff 10-62. And as we said in the third quarter, Stu, Jackson Calder doesn't appear to be anywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what's happened with the champ. But obviously their leading goal kicker for the last few seasons.
Saints with another opportunity out wide. The hand pass comes inboard. Churgwin tackled with the ball as Fawcett comes in and puts the pressure on, but Lanyon gets the hand pass, but it's just a bit of a fumble there, and the ball's forced over the boundary line for a throw in. 13 minutes into the last quarter, a 3-goal margin, and Saints are going to have to get moving pretty quickly if they're going to get themselves out of this one. Butcher does the ruck work, taps it forward. Gallus gets on the end of it though. Hand passes to the advantage of Dylan Lant. He goes long and wide and out of bounds on the full.
So a kick in for Nightcliff Tigers.
Nathan Brown it is.
Nathan Brown in the bright boots.
Yep.
Had a really solid game tonight for the Tigers. All of their elder statesmen or more experienced players certainly have.
All over the top, Craik hand passes forward. Nightcliff trying to work it through now. Butcher swings the hand pass out wide. The big fella Lock hand passes forward now. And now Kennedy gets it over the top, and kick inside forward 50. Good defensive work down there by Souter. He hand passes forward, and now Zach Robinson on the outside of the boot trying to get it to Toa, but there's plenty of Nightcliff players around this one as they tidy up with the hand pass And Lanyon gets on the end of it now, gets a long kick forward, but just sitting underneath that one. Bodie Souter takes the mark, chips out wide. Perhaps had better options on the near side of the ground, and Robinson brings it back into Seth Harris in the centre corridor. He chips out wide and finds Cook out on the outer wing, but Nightcliff have worked back and got plenty of numbers behind the ball as Saints try to work it in between those players. And there's a fortunate free kick for Jake Tower as he split the mark, just got a clip across the ear, I think, and now he kicks and finds Jack Lant in space. Jack Lant's got Tedcastle in space out wide. He plays on, runs inboard, has a bounce, swings the boot in. That's a good looking kick, but just a bit too much on it, and over the head there of Dylan Holt, who'd worked down into the forward pocket. Looks like he's struggling a bit, maybe with some cramp.
Yeah, I think Tedcastle he thought he was going to have a shot at goal, but then thought he'd do the team thing, but a bit too much on it, and be a throw in the St Mary's pocket, but it's within distance for them.
So the ball spills free. Seth Harris gets on the end of it. Left foot kick goes across the face of goal. Nightcliff players working
just
back.
Running in numbers, Stu.
Yeah.
They've got 3 players at every contest, Nightcliff.
Eilert running back with the flight of the ball, takes that mark and just settles things down. He's got players in the centre corridor if he wants them. He doesn't. He chips to the outer side. And again, the wave of Nightcliff players move across to give options going forward. And beautiful pass in there as the mark's taken.
And yeah, Dylan Holt's come off, I think it's cramp or injured. He's got Alex Bissett, the very experienced sports trainer there, taking the tape off his knee for St Mary's.
Snelling's chip kick was just way too short, and Lant came in and intercepted and then got caught high across the shoulder. So he plays on now, still running. Dylan Lant kicks long towards the goal square, but Nightcliff will tidy this one up once again in defence, and it's Eilert again. This time he comes grandstand side looking for Butcher, and Butcher in some space takes the mark. He's got Wild running outside. It's called to play on, and Vallejo comes in, lays the tackle. The hand pass comes out, and the ball's forced over the boundary line.
16.5 minute mark of the final quarter. Nightcliff 10-62 leading St Mary's 5-14-44.
So Toa to do the ruck work against Butcher. Butcher nudges Toa underneath it, gets it down. Lanyon gets the clear and kick. Dominic Grant comes across, chips in and takes the intercept mark, and beautiful pass down to Jack Lant. He plays on quickly with the kick, but again misses the target going inside, and the mark's been taken.
A number of players
defense.
cramping up now, Stu. As soon as Dominic Grant kicked that, he went to ground. So the first game getting to them at the in the last 10 minutes or so.
So Nightcliff have worked it to the outer side of the ground. Cameron Eilert has pushed himself back in a bit of a goalkeeper role back there in the later stages of this game as Tigers work it inboard again, and Lanyon calling for it in the corridor. He receives it at centre half back now for Nightcliff, and again settling things down. Got players running, but that pass misses. Moody comes in and picks it up on the bounce.
Oh, I think there's an injury to Nightcliff player there. I think it's the other big fella, okay. Jackson Locke. Looks like he's hurt his knee.
Scramble at ground level as players diving in. A holding free kick's been paid here. It's going Nightcliff's way. Yeah,
Locke just ran awkwardly. He didn't.
Morris.
There was no contact and he just went down. But as you said, Morris with the ball. Roger, the number 32, which I can actually see because it's right in front of us. Big kick into the forward line. Grant Gallis, he's been fantastic in defence for St Mary's tonight.
And passes off to Robinson, and now Seth Harris running out of defence, has a couple of bounces, not much to go to ahead of him, so he keeps running and bouncing the ball. Now chips the ball back inside to Dylan Lant. Lant swings on the left foot. He's got Toa here and hits him up at half-back. Toa goes quickly but gives that a bit of air, and the mark spilt down there by Tedcastle, and Nightcliff run it away again. Moody thumps the ball long to a one-on-one contest, and the mark's been taken once again out there by Brett Kennedy, and now he's going back for a set shot and a chance for his third goal of the match.
And his lock that's come off with that knee injury in the hands of the trainer, so hopefully he's okay for Nightcliff. And St Mary's player still getting worked on down there, Dylan Holt as well. St Mary's only got 2 on the bench.
And Ben Vile went off early for Nightcliff, so they're down to a couple on the bench as well. So Kennedy's kick on goal, looks like he's pushed that one across the face and through for a behind. As Will Robinson goes back and retrieves the ball and will bring it in. So we're just approaching the time on in this final quarter. Gallagher on a long lead, that's ignored, and Robinson goes straight down the middle of the ground. Players leaping everywhere, but a hand on the shoulder, and it'll be a Butcher free kick in the middle of the ground. It's called to play on now as he hand passes out wide, and ball inside forward 50. Mummery down there just couldn't control it. Zach Robinson does pretty well and clears out looking for Parker Fawcett there. He gets one across the shoulder and he'll take the free kick when the ball comes back to him.
Yeah, under 18s player who's pushed up to seniors. He swings it out wide on the far side to a teammate looking to get it inside 50. Mitch Musgrove running really hard there.
Cameron Islet running over the mark, lucky to get away with that, I think. But Musgrove is outside 50, so looking for options inside. Decides to go long to the top of the goal square, but that's just plucked from behind by Butcher pretty easily. He worked back.
Yeah, the big rig, and obviously with that AFL experience at Port Adelaide, he's an exceptional player. Swinging it out now to the grandstand side. The Tigers, they're just going to slow it down a bit and bring it down the wing.
So Lanyon receives out on the half-back flank. He's worked his way into the game pretty well, Lanyon, and chips it back now to Brown. So Nightcliff just happy to run some time off the clock here, chipping the ball around their back half, and Lewis Rinaldi takes this mark.
Another debutant tonight, Rinaldi, for the Nightcliff Tigers.
Kicks along Gallus again, takes a good intercept mark as the siren goes to end the game, and just a minute and a half of time on in that final quarter, just a goal each, and in the end the story of the night was Nightcliff's efficiency and St Mary's wasting their opportunities, Liz.
Yeah, absolutely, Stu. 5-14-44, St Mary's defeated by Nightcliff 10-3-63. As we said, so a 19-point margin, which was the margin at three-quarter time. Goal kickers for the Nightcliff Tigers: Ben Kennedy with 2, Cameron Islet with 2, Jay Moody, Petros Politis, Michael Randall, John Butcher, Michael Mummery and Cameron Wild with 1 each. While for St Mary's, they had Dylan Lant, Jack Lant, Jackson Calder, Darcy Chergwin and Bo Ted Castle with a 1 each. Better players for you tonight, Stu?
Yeah, Brody Fowler got plenty of it. Cameron Islet was terrific as usual. I thought Cameron Wild was pretty good, and Jonathan Lanyon and Brett Kennedy in their first games for Nightcliff did pretty well as well. For Saints, I liked Seth Harris's game. Will Robinson in the back half did pretty well. Grant Gallus was terrific in the back half. Chergwin worked himself into the game, and I thought Blake Cook did a pretty good job tonight as well, Liz. Yeah,
absolutely. Both coaches will go away and assess that game. A good first up win for Lee Crossman in his first game at the Nightcliff Tigers. Well, thanks for tuning in tonight. It's been a big weekend of footy here at TIO Stadium in Darwin. My name's Liz Cruz, and we'll catch you next week.